explain the lunar nodes. So let's get into the lunar nodes. Here we go. First of all, this is a snapshot of what the sky is going to look like when the lunar nodes come with us. Okay, hold on. Let me get a sip of water. Sorry about that. Okay, so if I just want to show you something, okay, for everyone who is new here, are new to astrology, this symbol here, it's like a horseshoe upside down, and on the opposite side here there is a horseshoe facing down. The one that's facing down is the north node. The one that's facing up is the south node, and they are complete opposite of each other. They're a complete opposite of each other in the sky, and they are on the axis. So whenever you have the north node and the south node, they're always in complete opposite of each other, meaning that they're in complete opposite sign in a zodiac sign, polarizing sign. So we have Libra and Aries. Aries is the complete opposite of Libra and vice versa. Okay, so, and what did we leave? We left it in Taurus and Scorpio. We'll get into that. But I just wanted you to see what it looked like. So let me explain the lunar nodes. So the lunar nodes change signs about 18 months, backing through the zodiac signs. They make a full cycle through the whole 12 zodiac signs for 18.5 years, which means that we learn a lesson twice a decade, every 2 decades, right? The lunar nodes travel retrograde at least once a month. So they retrograde a lot, okay? Because whenever things retrogrades, it's all about reflection, okay? The lunar nodes in astrology also corresponds with the eclipse because they are connected to the moon, okay? The signs holding sway over the lunar nodes are the same signs governing the eclipse that occur during those 18 months. And that's why when I first started astrology, I didn't understand what they were saying. We're entering eclipse season. I'm like, huh? What? Every 18 months, there's a new season. And the nodes are always in the opposite signs of the houses, which we discussed. So the lunar nodes hold the key to our destiny and ultimate life lessons. Wait, let me see. Did I put... Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure I put some more information. Let me go back. The lunar nodes hold the keys to our destiny and ultimate life lessons. The nodes reveal our collective karmic path. The lunar nodes are fated points of destiny, and it reveal our life's purpose. We took the lunar nodes for the insights into our purpose, soul growth, destiny, and evaluation. Evolution. If you hear any noise, it sounds like my neighbors are playing music. I don't know if you hear that. So let me explain. There is a south node and a north node, okay? I'm trying to scoot my chair a little bit closer. Okay, so the north node shows the new direction we need to head together. Okay, and it represents humanity, life lessons, and what we are to learn, a person's future direction, evolution, and an evolutionary path. It's associated with lessons learned and the qualities that must be developed for personal growth. It's all about growth and knowing what we need to do. Signifies our individual needs to expand and move beyond our comfort zone. And when I get into the south node, you'll see that that is our comfort zone. It points to the challenges and experience that will facilitate our soul's growth. Our one life's purpose is in this north node. Our one life's purpose is in this north node. The sign and house placement of your north node indicates the specific areas of life that one needs to focus their energy and embrace new opportunities. Look at your natal chart and see what is your north node, because this is what your bases are from your natal chart. What your life purpose is and what you're meant to learn in this lifetime. It represents the quality and traits an individual is encouraged to develop in her lifetime. The North Node influences, it urges us to step into unfamiliar territory and take risk and embrace true potential, the direction toward which the individual and collective needs to evolve. While your North Node shows the traits and qualities you're challenging yourself to embrace in this lifetime. Now, The South Node, because I just said the North Node is all about lessons and moving forward. And what are we supposed to achieve in this lifetime? The South Node is complete opposite, right? Just like it's the North and the South are opposite. The South Node is all about what do you need to release? Why what are you so comfortable about? Reveals the shadow work and society must deal with in order to evolve. The South Node highlights our natural talents and our inherited gifts. It's easy for us. We already have this. We already know this. And the South Node represents what we're comfortable with. It also could represent your past life, energy that we are trying to move out of, release, leave behind in this lifetime. It depicts the place, energy, emotions, and relationships that we had in our past lives. It gives us that deja vu kind of energy. It shows the patterns and ways of thinking and feeling that we're bringing into our current life path. And the South Node represents past patterns, behaviors, talents, comfort zones, qualities that we naturally possess, while the South Node represents innate strengths. It can also signify behaviors or attachments that hinder us for our personal growth and prevent us from moving forward. Okay. So even though it's like, oh, this is comfortable, we have this is our gifts, but it's like, we need to move on. We got to move forward to this North Node. Okay. So let's talk about both of them connected, right? The lunar nodes pull in different directions, and the South Node will try to tempt us to have old habits and keep us from reaching to our full potential, where the North Node is associated with growth, expansion, and new beginnings. And we're releasing these endings and past experiences, and they both move in opposition, and they have that axis. And this could be in your birth chart. Look in your birth chart and you'll see this opposingness here. Your North Node and South Node each have a lot to teach us in life, but can also become points of frustration and disaster if you're not careful. Learning too hard in the energy of the North Node can bring destruction with the South Node, and vice versa, and can turn your desires into all-consuming focus, and it drains your energy because you're just focused on one thing. You want a healthy balance. The trick is not to favor one placement. I know I discussed the North Node, and but you also want to focus on the gifts that you have, right? You want to focus on what you have to learn, and you want to focus on what is comfortable in the gifts. You don't want to just leave the gifts that God has given you that you came into this world with. The nodes work with signs that are opposite to one another, which means the movement toward one direction is a natural movement away from the opposing direction. And what else do we have? There's valuable lessons between the past experiences and future growth. Balancing energies is very crucial for spiritual development. And integrating the lessons of both nodes allow us for harmony, authenticity, and a sense of purpose. Okay. So I just explained what the North Node is, and I explained the South Node, and I explained what it looks like together. So what does it mean when it has a different sign? So I want to tell you that we just left at the beginning of 2023. The nodes were in the signs of Taurus and Scorpio. Okay. And that is on the axis of complete opposite. And this happened January 18th, 2022, and it's going to end. So if you're watching this live, July 17th, 2023. So we are currently in this energy of Taurus and Scorpio. So at the beginning, when you had the North Node and Taurus, and remember what I explained the North Node, what it means, what we're supposed to obtain, you had the South Node in Scorpio, and this is what we needed to release. And that put an emphasis on the labor market and the economy and reproduction rights. With that Taurus energy, Taurus is in the physical world, while the Scorpio energy is the metaphysical realm. And our material world matters like public health, money, natural resources, food, water, shelter. Think about all those homes people were buying, okay? Remain in dire need of attention. It was all about focusing on the resources and your body. It was all about the resources of the Taurus, where the Scorpio energy was focused on money, power, sex, reproduction, death. And it's a very heavy lift. And it's also about transformation. We're done with that. We have that naturally. We needed to focus on our resources. So now that is what we just left or are currently leaving, and we're going into Aries and Libra. So what does that mean? And this is going to, it turns into Aries and Libra July 17th, and it's going to stay there until January 2025. Okay. And every 6 months, also, when there is a new shift with the lunar nodes, then we have a new eclipse season, brand new eclipse season, to keep everyone on their toes. Okay. And I've discussed eclipse in several videos, but every 6 months, the moon forms an auspicious connection. An auspicious connection with one of the lunar nodes, and it creates an event known as an eclipse. An eclipse can only occur only during a full or new moon, not every full and new moon, but during a full and new moon. And the north node, the north and south nodes show which the eclipse will occur during a season and highlight an overarching theme that everyone will be experiencing. Now, I did create here, these are the eclipse dates. We've already experienced April 20th, the Aries solar eclipse here. And I did a video on that. So you can go ahead and look at that. And that will help you understand more of the eclipse season. But here are the future eclipse, and we will discuss that. You see, the last one is March 14th, 2025. Okay. You can go ahead and screenshot this for your notes and for your future knowing. Okay. So what does it mean, this lunar nodes in April for in Aries and Libra? First, let me explain Aries energy. Okay. Aries is all about physical action and creating change, embracing individuality and authenticity. It's all about the self and the I. What else? It's a fire sign, so it's fueled by inspiration, desire, and direction. Aries is all about being first and being yourself and creating and forging a new way. It's all about freedom, independence, and empowerment to move. Aries is known for being independent, and it's a pioneering spirit. What else do we have? Very assertive. It likes to take direct decision action towards pursuing a goal, a personal goal. The energy encourages us to step out of our comfort zones and overcome fears, because Aries is very courageous and sees opportunities. It's a chance for because you have the North Nodes in the Aries symbol, it's a chance for us to be more independent and prioritize our passions and find our inner power. Aries is the leader of the zodiac because it's the first sign. Okay. And there's a natural spirit of being adventure with this transit. And wants us to place an emphasis on personal expressions and courage, whether you decide to embrace traditional leadership roles or pursue new ways in asserting being an individual. The North Node in Aries wants us to act on your desires, our desires, my desire, your desire. Okay. It also invites us to reach on and be very courageous and be very independent and to claim the desires for our vision forward. The courage to say yes to yourself, even when that means saying no to others, which leads me to Libra energy. Okay. If Aries is all about the self, then what is the complete opposite of self? Come on, you guys, raise your hand. The opposite of yourself is others. Okay. And that is what Libra represents. It represents partnership, collaboration, and seeing other people's perspective. It's very opposite of the fire Aries, and Libra air wants us to be reminded of the importance of harmony and cooperation and balance. And it's very diplomatic by nature, and it desires fairness and justice. And it's in the South Node. So the South Node in Libra prompts us to examine our approach to relationships and collaboration. It urges us to find a balance between our individual needs and the needs for others, because you've already know how to be with others. You already know how to share. You already know how to be in harmony with these close relationships. Libra harmonizing the environment through intuitive adaptation, always keenly aware of what other people may need to make peace and harmony and fairness. Libra is a sign of partners and romance, and it's a very much the peacemaker of interpersonal relationships. So that is what we have. But when you have that energy, when it's too far beyond, you become unhealthily pleasing and you become passive, and there's no peace within because you're not paying attention to the self. You're paying attention to others before your personal needs. So also too, there's identity within a relationship instead of identity with self. Okay, so what does this look like when you have these two nodes in these signs, Aries and Libra? I'm going to break it down for the collective, and then I'll break it down for the individual, because we're dealing with the Aries. So that's what you're here for. You're here about yourself. On the global scale, we're talking about collectiveness first. This transit can inspire a surge of activism as people assert their rights, because Aries is about to fight and your rights. And we got some courage now. And whatever you want to fight your rights for, what resonates within you. We may witness a wave of self-expression and rebellion against outdated systems and structures that limit personal freedom. Okay, if you thought we were at war already, get ready with this, okay? On a global scale, this may manifest as shifts in leaderships with individuals and organizations stepping up to take charge. And this is going to be very interesting when we have these political presidents during this presidential campaign that's coming up in the future. We may witness significant shifts in society dynamics and with leaders and nations to seek balance for personal goals and collective well-being. We can expect a lot of groundbreaking and trailblazing innovations too, because Aries is all about starting new and starting something very first time having. First sign of the zodiac sign is all about originality as well. So it ranks high on the much I must have kind of energy. And everything is going to be accelerated. Aries is all about coming first and moving fast. So everything is going to be faster because Aries is a speed demon. Okay. Everyone's going to be a star because it's all about me. If you thought TikTok was a big deal, get ready. I know we have Twitter and Thread, and I'm going to discuss that in podcasts. But this is all about the star. Okay. So get ready for that. The rivals and the competition of who is the best. Aries loves a competition. Also, we have challenges for couples because we're dealing with that Libra energy, and then the opposite axis is the self. And then what does that look like for couples in their personal relationships and commitment? When we had this in history, we had a good reason to remain hopeful about the future of marriage equality. The first legal same-sex marriage ceremony was under this South-North node, Scorpio going into Libra. But take this time to reevaluate your current relationships and your partnerships and challenges that require you to balance your professional versus private. And be aware of the period of growth and awareness that's going to have with this. Now, again, we have war. I did just said this earlier because Aries is about war. I've also discussed this on a podcast because any sign right now that's in Pisces, Neptune's in Pisces, these planets that are in Pisces are going to go into Aries, and that brings some special energy. I discussed that in a Pisces, but war is one of them because it's all about uprising and being very courageous and like, no, we can start this new. I know this is what you're used to, but we're going to start something new here. This is not, we're starting over. We're doing new beginnings here. So also too, you can also look at the justice system and the scales of justice. This is going to be very interesting because you have Libra representing legal energy and justice system. So we can be fighting for the good between the process of some type of legal energy. Okay. During this transit, we may witness a global emphasis on finding common ground, resolving conflicts, and establishing harmonious relationships. Last thing is new discoveries. Aries is about new beginnings. So when there's new beginnings, there's new discoveries. Last time we had this energy, they discovered a new dwarf planet. So you have that, something new, something starting, something beginning is what you're going to get. Now, on an individual level, for for a personal level, because it's all about Aries, at a personal level, the North Node in Aries invites us to reconnect to our true selves. It urges us to shed society expectations and judgments and allow us to have our unique qualities. Okay. This transit encourages us to identify our strengths and take calculated risk. Okay. Not moving fast, because you have that energy, but take calculated risk and have courage and be unapologetically yourself. It's a time to pursue personal passions and manifest your true potential. It's all about personal lives and also having manifesting your personal dreams. It's a time to set clear intentions, make decisive decisions, and pursue our ambitions with unwavering determination. This transit can give us energy to drive to take necessary steps for personal growth. What else? We will be very brave and very clear in our relationships, and it will be very authentic and courageous. Action and desires and selfhood will happen. What else do we have with this energy? Interdependence. And here are some things that you can expect. Are things that you should do. Increase focus on your personal goals with this Aries energy. Put greater emphasis on relationships, because you want to have a balance. You don't want to just be so, remember I talked about harmony. So don't be so focused on yourself. So make sure you put more emphasis on relationships while putting focus on yourself. Challenge comfort zones. Get out of the comfort zone. Get out of this, oh, I'm so used to having a partner doing things. No, now it's about yourself, right? But still remember to create the balance. And opportunities for growth with this energy, okay? Because the lunar nodes entering Aries and Libra can be a great time for growth and transformation. It's also important to note that the effects of the lunar nodes will vary depending upon your astrology chart, which I discussed. Let me see. If you have, I'm going to do the horoscopes, but before I do the horoscopes, if you have someone, if you're someone who has the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra, okay, you may struggle with asserting yourself as a creative leader in your life. Even if you have skills to do so, your journey during this transit will be to reimagine and your identity and pursue your highest aims in life without fear. You are having a nodal return, okay, during this period. And if you're someone who has the South Node in Libra, you may struggle with finding balance between your needs and the needs of others. This transit wants you to liberate yourself from what you expected, what you expected of you. Your path forward should focus on embracing growth and change within, and learn to stand on a solid ground as your own person, your own being, okay? So in a nutshell, with this axis, we're dealing with independent versus dependent. This will also be a significant focus on taking charge and creating healthy sense of direction and growth. There's personal growth, powerful relationships, and maintaining autonomy. It's crucial to be patient with yourself during this time. Focus on the value of integrity, self-awareness, because you're dealing with this Aries and Libra, but you want to have some charm, okay? Yes, okay, what else do